of not being able to really understand what is the meaning of Nigeria, because many Nigerians still do not understand the meaning of Nigeria. Many of Nigerians do not understand the meaning of Nigeria. So we have to explain to them. We have to break it down to them. We have to keep telling them all the time what Nigeria is all about. Nigeria, to many people, is different taste, but Eshegon Babami, Aaron Akinremi, we love you, we appreciate you, and we are grateful that you know what Lara Koiki, don't worry, we will support the work that you are doing. Mafi, details in the comment section in just about a few minutes, as I'm still trying to set all the other platform ready quickly so that many people will not miss out. I just woke up after the celebration and many other Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I went to bed, but I'm up again as usual, and the only job I have is my education and the campaign that we do. Some might not be comfortable with platform like ours because some of people say your platform is too, you know, some of them times that is not you know, what people wants to hear because of my utterances. Would that change in 2025? No. Would my campaign continue for 2025? Yes. Will we increase our quest for the right of millions of Yoruba people that want their own independent country? And it is not a crime. It will not be a crime today. It has never been a crime. And what we are doing might not feel comfortable with people. We are wasting time because we are not united. We are just taking advantage of people. I've listened to all kind of rubbish from people in the last 4 years, but we are still adamant, we are still strong, and the task is, Babakitoye himself says, nobody can push him out of this movement. Nobody. No matter in Teba Sosong, Owu give up. And that is something that we have also emulate by accepting that not everybody will feel comfortable that we are doing what we are doing. Some might say that we want fame. Some might even say we are working on behalf of people. Some might even say we have turned Igbo to mini God. But one thing is that, is Nigeria working? Yoruba Nation Awareness continue in 2025, like I said, with Koikimedia. And we are grateful to be alive because many souls passed away in 2024. But we are alive and we are witnessing 2024. Emma, you need to go back to bed, okay? You okay? Go and sleep in my room, okay? We are still alive and we have every reason to be grateful for being alive. And that is why we are still celebrating today. Other people would love to do the same thing, but they've gone. Whether in the movement, whether as those that are just passed away for reasons that they shouldn't have passed away, because millions of people that die in Nigeria, and I use the word millions because I'm looking at it from over the last 6 decades of the independence of Nigeria, and also 6 decades, which is 60 years of this fake love that we all believe we have for ourselves. Because the unity in Nigeria is not because we hate Igbos, Hausa hate us. No, it's because the foundation that put Nigeria together was a fraud. And that is what we are rewriting today. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí wọ́n mọ̀ òdodo do not want the disintegration of this country called Nigeria. They want Nigeria to remain as it is. Some for selfish reasons, some because they believe that if we change the structure of Nigeria, millions of Nigerians will benefit and we will be much better off than millions of Europeans. But apparently, unfortunately, some say it is not going to happen, while some of us say it must happen, and it must happen without a bloodshed, which is where Baba Akintoye stand. We could gbọ́dọ̀ mú ìtàjẹ̀ sílẹ̀ wá. Màá fi details ẹ̀ sínú comment section ní sin Mr. Aaron Akerem Eshegoni. Thank you so much. Àwọn kan ní Koiki kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ gba country. You're dealing with criminals that will do everything to make sure that it doesn't happen. And that means that you would have to be fighting each other. That might become very bloody and it might turn into, you know, a disaster where there will be chaos, there will be death. And we say, no, it shouldn't be like that. If the current structure of Nigeria is not working, what do we do? And I repeat my word, if the current structure of Nigeria that we have right now, it is not working, and everybody knows it's not working, what do we do? What do you expect us to do? 1st of January from London, 4:44 a.m. United Kingdom. If the current structure, like I said again, is not working, what do you expect people to do? Keep quiet? Do nothing? Manage it? I was listening to before I slept off, and I think I might bring that clip to us to listen to together. Prophet Nasirullah says, who is a Christian? Because some argue that why is he praying for people that are not Christian? Tani won't be any Christian. And that reminds me of Prophet Adepoju that said Margaret Thatcher, when he came to Nigeria in the 80s, said Nigeria economy is a galloping economy. Yet it fails to serve the people. Who are the people? The citizens. The average Nigerian just want to be living a better life, just like any other country around the world. But it's not happening. And it is not likely to work for these average Nigerians because their right as indigenous people have been taken away from them. By who? By the creation of Nigeria in 1914 by British. And we are saying that, look, fair enough, these things can be looked into. There's nothing in this world that cannot be reviewed. You can review your marriage. You can review your workplace. You can even review if things are going wrong within your family. So this family that has been put together called Nigeria, because it's like one family, but in different language, different culture, different people, different ideology. Our con, I go in the speed of sound. We want to move very fast. We want to be very tolerant in religion. We are not a kind of people that want to create a very system that Christians living among us will feel very uncomfortable, or the Muslims that are living among us will feel uncomfortable, or those that are called the traditionalists. But as it stands right now in Nigeria, you cannot even practice your religion. It is very hard to practice your own religion. It is very hard to even have your own language, culture, tradition to be embedded within the society that you are living, because the Germans, no matter what you give them, they prefer their own culture and their own language. The Germans. But today, millions of Yoruba people have been denied that right. What it by Tonya Kuro Lawawa. Ẹ̀tọ́ tó jẹ́ tiwa has been taken away from us because of our emergency has been called Nigeria. And it did Tashiwan Sofan, can we truly continue in this direction? Can we truly continue in this direction? Can we truly continue to live in denial? We have parents, grandparents that are in their 90s. Happy New Year once again. Can we truly put our hand in our chest and say that this system that people in their 80s, in their 70s, in their 90s, because we have people that are still alive today, Tojomo Yoruba, that they are 90 years old, and they're living in Yoruba land, and some are diaspora, and they're telling us that something is not working. They thought it was working until they realized that something is not working. And what is it that is not working? Is that identity theft that was removed. Can you go to France and force them to speak in a language that is not there? In Germany, can I enforce it because I saw a day Yoruba? Can I go to Germany and force them to speak in Yoruba? Identity theft, identity theft, identity theft. But as usual, àwọn kan wọ́n ní ẹ lóòótọ́ kò jẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. But kí la máa ṣe sí? Let us play politics with people that are not going to give you peace of mind. Right now, the northern part of Nigeria and the southeast are not comfortable with Tinubu. Really? They are not comfortable with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because Omo Yoruba ni. And everything that Tinubu is doing is lining under the path for Yoruba people, even though we call it a one-entity block Nigeria. If an Igbo person happened to get there as well, it will be the same thing. If Hausa gets there, it will be the same thing. It doesn't matter who becomes the president of the federal shit hole country you are calling Nigeria. Woeful, evil country. It doesn't matter who becomes your president. Nepotism will be part of who they will play out, because they are not going to trust others. They will believe more from their own people, even though the federal character is meant to play out. What is the federal character? Make sure that your cabinet entails Gbogbo àwọn tí ẹ pera yín ní one Nigeria. But truly, we are not one Nigeria. That is why Tinubu is playing nepotism, just like Buhari has played it for 8 years. So why then don't we just allow the country to dissolve, so that we will not have Igbo people shouting, crying their head out because a Yoruba man is the president. We will not have to worry that the Hausa man will be the vice president. We will have a Yoruba vice president in a Yoruba country. We will have a Yoruba president in a Yoruba country. All our cabinet officers and our ministers, we will not allow anybody that is not a true bona fide of Yoruba to become a member of the cabinet. Because I don't think that in India they will allow anybody just to be their cabinet if he's not a true bona fide Indian. And the same thing in other countries. You might gain the citizenship, but the country will determine based on the constitution whether it is right for you to even contest is an election in our country. Yes, we have Nigerians contesting here in the United Kingdom. But the reason why we are hearing Nigerian MPs is that their allegiance is no longer for Nigeria anymore. Allegiance one is now for the country that they have swear that allegiance for. But we want to live in denial in one bona fide fake country called Nigeria. Nígbà tá à ń sọ pé ká gba Yoruba country so that the narrative of a policeman will be a Yoruba policeman, a Yoruba policewoman. We would not have to need Hausa or Igbo or anybody from another part to come and be running our police in Yoruba land, that they don't speak Yoruba. You went and bring an Igbo man in Oyo State that doesn't understand Yoruba, and you want us to respect him as a police officer. Because I remember in 2021, while I was in Nigeria, the commissioner for police, I believe that is the right word for them, in Oyo State, was an Igbo woman. Because I remember she was reaching out to Igbo after we were going to Igogon, that please, Igbo, I know one problem, oh, I don't want this my job to get loose. Gbogbo yẹn ló máa stop lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Gbogbo ọlọ́pàá tó máa wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ní country tá à ń pè ní Yorùbá country, ó máa gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ọlọ́pàá tó ń pè ní ọmọ Yorùbá. A true son and daughter of Yorùbá nìkan la máa gbà síbi iṣẹ́. In tá à ń pè ní country nìyẹn. The same thing for Navy, the same thing for military. Right now, we have Yoruba military that are not respected in the Nigerian military today. Where is Lagbaja today after being killed? The chief of staff. Because as the Hausa that is controlling the military for the last 64 years, which is what the British told them to do, let the Yoruba and the Igbo go and be sorting themselves out, studying, have PhD, they call Gbagbo degree. You hold on to the military position. That is what has played out. And that is why Tinubu is finding it very difficult to even hold that structure of the security. But Abani country, Tiwa, Tankwe ni Yoruba country, our own independent sovereign country, autonomous, where to get gbogbo military personnel, obìnrin ni, ọkùnrin ni, ọmọ Yorùbá ló gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́. We will not allow any Hausa or Igbo to be part of Yoruba military structure. But you can't do that now in the one fake country you are calling one Nigeria. Could possible. And that is why there is stress in the country. Because in the military barracks, they speak all different languages, even though they'll tell them to speak English. But behind the scene, an Hausa will be abusing a Yoruba, say Shege Banzani. Igbo will abuse Yoruba, Yoruba will abuse Hausa, vice versa. In the military barracks, go there and check. Go to all the military barracks in Nigeria today. There is no test of law. That is why Tolulokpe Arotile, a Yoruba woman, was killed by Buhari's government. I'm sure by a Fulani personnel that reversed into her and killed her right there. The first ever helicopter combat pilot in Nigeria after 55 years of the Navy. And that is where you, this one Nigeria, you will answer, oh, we are going to love each other. It's just as bad leader. No, it's not about bad leadership. It's about the structure. It's not meant for me and you. What more do you want us to tell you in 2025? All these at Shalaye fún yín ní 2024. That the structure is that we are being affected because we are not true Nigerians. Everybody's just living a fake life. Who is in Nigeria? A fake country as against a new country. So you want to continue to run a fake country and you're expecting to succeed. Let us have our country and let our politicians come and do nonsense. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gba country wa. Right now, if I say everybody, let's go and protest, Igbo people will say, Ori ò pé. Koiki ori ò pé, they go speak their language. Protest for where? Are we one? Did you protest when Nnamdi Kanu was shouting? Hausa people will say, protest for where? Manage your Tinubu. But when we have our own country, tó jẹ́ pé orílẹ̀-èdè tiwa nìkan, tá bá ní a fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan, ó máa tètè yé gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. That is why other countries can move in block because èdè kan náà ló ń sọ, àwọn ò sọ èdè kan náà, àdé ṣe ẹ̀yà kan náà. Fake life. We are living a fake life. Ẹ wá wo gbogbo wa pátá, gbogbo wa wá ń dàgbà sínú fake country. Àtàwa táwa labroad, àtẹ̀yìn tẹ́ wà nílé, gbogbo wa, we are living in a fake country. And everybody knows. Àtẹ̀yìn tẹ́ wà nílé, gbogbo wa, everybody knows that is a fake country. A fake country that has no value for the indigenous people. So what do we do? Kí la máa wá ṣe? Are we just going to be talking? Are we going to put action to it? Are we going to engage? What needs first is ká sọ fún àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pé fake country ní Nigeria o. Ìyẹn ni the first priority. Nigeria tẹ̀yìn rí is a fake country. Àṣeyọrí kankan lè ṣe jáde nínú Nigeria. But ní orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ní ilẹ̀ wa, yes, a máa ṣe àṣeyọrí. Tí Christian bá gbàdúrà fún ilẹ̀ tó ń pè ní Yorùbá country wa ṣàṣeyọrí, kò sàdúrà tẹ́ máa gbà ní 2025 fún Nigeria táṣeyọrí máa jáde lórí ẹ̀. Àṣẹdùmarè. But lórí ilẹ̀ yẹn gangan tá ń gbàdúrà fún Yorùbá country wà á máa ṣàṣeyọrí. Àní rí àṣeyọrí kankan ṣe nínú Nigeria because you will live life that is not going to happen. Crossover, everybody is praying. Hey, in Jesus' name, Nigeria will be good for me. I will succeed. You will not succeed. As long as you are calling that Nigeria, you will never succeed. Because it's a fake country. Because a country that doesn't have the value for its people, how are you going to succeed? When death is overshadowing because there is no love among us all. We are all fake people in there. And everybody knows this. But you will see intelligentsia people, they will now be telling us, oh, is it rally that you will take to collect Yoruba nation? Is it rally that you will use to collect Yoruba nation? How do you defeat the monster? How do you defeat this monster that is called Nigeria? You must make the push, as Obasanjo says, that these people that you're looking at, including myself, you got to kick us out. But not kick you out for any political, you kick them out so that you can take back your sovereignty. If otherwise, millions of Yoruba people ma kú nínú Nigeria. You think the West care about us? Happy New Year fún àwa tá tí wà in the celebration mode. Mo kí our Comfort Adeleye, ìyá mi Tomilola Agnes. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. What are we celebrating? In the contraction that as we speak today now, people are still demanding the basic things of life. Mo kí Mr. Jimmy. Happy New Year to you all in advance. I believe America, some of you are already entering the same Happy New Year message. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Yoruba land. A Yoruba country. Sorry, come here. What do you want? Eh? A Yoruba country is the final peace of mind, according to Professor Adebanji Akintoye. One people, one culture, one language. Why are you not sleeping? So, as we are saying, the task ahead in 2025, only quicker suffering gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pé kò sí ọgbọ́n tẹ̀lé ta, kò sí ọ̀nà tẹ̀lé gbà that Nigeria máa ní àṣeyọrí. The only demand is for Nigeria to dissolve. That is the only language tó gbọ́dọ̀ máa jáde lẹ́nu ọmọ Yorùbá. But the Yoruba politician doesn't want us to have a Yoruba country. Àwọn ò fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ ní Yoruba country. Because tá bá ti ní Yoruba country, the shenanigans, the crime against humanity, they will not be able to do it anymore. And that is why they are pushing the narrative that election gbẹ̀gìrì tó somi ọbẹ̀ tó sẹran lórí ẹ̀, election fraud, election that every million of Yoruba people knows that is fake, that doesn't represent you, whether it is the local government election. How can one political party win the local government election? Is that the way they do it in this country? That one political party will just win the whole election in my London borough and nobody can challenge them when they are making decision for the life of you. Muki Mr. Ganio Ode Adekunle Idris, good morning and Happy New Year. Alan Kondi, all the way in China, Happy New Year. And he went further to say, our identification as Nigeria citizen is a fraud. Yes, I did travel out of Nigeria with a Nigerian passport, but the identity theft was not known then. Now that we know the identity theft, I need the Yoruba country that will give us a new identity with a new passport, a new Yoruba government, a Yoruba central bank, a Yoruba stock market, a Yoruba relationship with our people around the world, a Yoruba embassy and ambassadors. But you don't want that, because you as a diaspora, you've been able to manage after 30, 15, 20, 10, 2, depending on what time you were able to gain another identification. Whether you were born there, you got married, you study, you switch, so you've been able to japa for the last something years, and now etini identity me by getting a British passport, Canada passport, Ethiopia passport, blah blah blah. That is away from Nigeria, and you are now saying, no, I need in Nigeria to break because ẹ̀yin lolly and sapada. I yesterday met with a beautiful mother that is a real campaigner of Yoruba nation in the United Kingdom. Even though she called me yesterday and said, and I had to engage her. But I met her at the train station just yesterday. And I will not give all the other details. But what she said is she has lived in the United Kingdom for 40 years. Abiodun George, Moki brother mi, Adeku Ojo Biteshini, 28th of December. Ìyá yìí ní òun tí ń gbé ní UK for 40 years. She will retire next year and she doesn't know what next because he is not seeing Nigeria to retire back to. Another person was telling me yesterday that a mother in Canada, after working and serving as a radiography, you know, we are well read. We are well read, especially we go into the medical line. Mukiyami Abosede Rebecca Ogundari, Happy New Year, ma. That this mother relocate back to Nigeria from Canada in the hope that she will live in Akure to Sina. No medical facilities. Even the late Akeredolu was running to Germany for his own medical treatment until he died. And look at where we still are. Wọ́n nígbà tí Akure ò gbé ìyá yẹn, Akure ṣe wá rí báyìí gbogbo ẹ̀rí jágbajàgba jógbojògbo dust. Do you know that the amount of dust they can consume will kill you before you are 52 years old? In this country, the outfit that you wear, the only thing you know that maybe the sweat, you cannot see the dirt around it because the whole floor has been tied. I don't think you understand that Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti di jagba jogbo ẹwọ títì ní ìbáyìí máa bèrè pé I noticed that in 2015 those roads were not accessible. Even Okada gon struggle láti gbàbẹ̀ kọjá. We can't grade and tie the roads and do the pavement for people to walk. Even bicycle lane. Shit, whole country. We are the largest bitumen in the world. Only the last man standing. A good morning to you and Happy New Year. Alan Conde lives in China. And I can imagine this guy that lives in China with his family is thinking, our identity theft is what we're talking about here. What they concern me with Tinubu? How old is Tinubu? How much life is he got to live? Well, I'm sorry, no Yoruba, I'm sorry, Tinubu. I'm sorry, no Yoruba, and I'm sorry, Tinubu. And like I always say, you that are pushing Tinubu are the one that will end up to kill him if care is not taken. We pray it's not going to happen. Our identification as Nigeria citizen is a fraud and fake from the dark kingdom. Britain is the one that converted Yoruba people into being known as Nigeria. Àwọn ni wọ́n ṣe jàmbá yẹn fún wa. Britain ló ṣe jàmbá yẹn. But ẹni tí kò kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà rí, tí kò mọ bí atẹ́gùn Britain ṣe rí, àdé ń sọ pé ìwé ìtàn sọ fún wa pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti ń bẹ kó tó di pé àwọn olórí burúkú yẹn dé. Imagine that Yoruba ti exist for thousands of years. I'm not talking about 1,000. Thousands of years with an S behind it. Alan Conde went further to say, we must not, we, W-E, gbogbo wa, whether you agree with it or not, because if you do not agree with it, like Akeredolu and the rest of them that have died, you will still die anyway. Where's Buruji Kashamu? They have the wealth to have become part of a campaign for saving the life of their people, but they were more interested in Nigeria. They end up to die. Where's Ajimobi today? Constitutional authority, your state. The wife are enjoying, the children are enjoying, but your life is a bloody life that you will never see a better life. Ajimobi children will enjoy till the death come to them as well, and the wife. Boy, one is in worry. The same Ajimobi, Abeti Gbagbe, that thought that he owned the whole of Oyo State. Imbolo wa nisi, iku pada pa wiri danu ni. Pa gbogbo wọn danu. Poor bastard in 2025 to start with. Ni shoriri. Ogun ma pa gbogbo ẹ̀yin politician nínú ọdún yìí ni. Ikú ma wọlé pa yín ni. Bẹ́ ṣe ń fìyà jẹ ìran Yorùbá. Ni escape Ikú máa pa gbogbo yín for the pain that you have put our people through for 20-something years that we should have transformed Yoruba land after we went back to 1999 democracy. Gbogbo wọn sọra wọn dé olówó ọ̀sán gan tí a lè sọ pé what technology did you derive that you made this money from? Àṣà àmọ́bi tí Elon Musk ti lówó ẹ̀. Death will come and visit every single one of you in this 2025. Ọmọ Yorùbá wa máa pè àwa ẹ bá mi wá nǹkankan. Èmi tẹ́ kí mi máa pè ẹ̀yin pé ẹ bá mi wá nǹkankan. In the 70s, the people in the UK would call people in Nigeria and say, we need money. Mọ́mísí tèmi send owó sáwọn èèyàn láti Nigeria wá síbí báyìí. In the 70s, àwọn tó ń ṣe kíni, àwọn tó wá kàwé níbí báyìí, àtàwọn tó ń gbé níbí báyìí tẹ́ pé it was difficult time for them. As at yesterday, or let me check my Lemfi. Jùjúmọ́ náà la send owó sílé. Let's send £10 and tell you how much £10 is today. You want to save Nigeria. You think you listen to all this criminal IMF, World Bank, àwọn olóṣì olórí burúkú, àwọn olóṣì tó kóra wọn síbẹ̀, àwọn bomb bastard, àwọn aṣebi, telling us to depreciate the value of our currency so that kí yà jẹ gbogbo wa, ká máa wá £10, ká máa wá these pounds. To send £10 to Nigeria this morning, according to Lemfi, you will get 20,350 naira. £10 is not up to the average minimum wage in the United Kingdom. My minimum wage is £11.44. I think they're going to increase it in April. £11. So that means if I'm going to send you money, 11.44, owó 1 hour, tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ́ pé iṣẹ́ tẹ́lòmíì ṣe, tó ń send 23,000 ṣe, tó ń mọ àlè ṣe pé owó yẹn kéré, ò ní ṣoríire ní 2025 tó bá ever anybody bá send owó sí láti diaspora, no matter how small tó bá sọ pé ó kéré, ò ní ṣoríire. I heard about something that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to tell them to. I think anybody that needs money now, contact Tinubu on WhatsApp. Ẹ pé President Bola Ahmed Tinubu kẹ́ béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, because he is your president. If you are desperate, you are sick, call President Bola Tinubu that you are sick. And if any diaspora come to your rescue and they give you a little bit and you are not satisfied, toss off. £11.44, my minimum 1 hour job, will give you 23,280.39 kobo. By the time you add another 10,000, that is the minimum wage in that shit old country. The country that we are told that has the crude oil, has the gas, has this. So where is all these things that he has? Kò lè ṣiṣẹ́ fún ẹ because kò ń ṣe country tiwa. Àwa kọ́ la ní country yẹn. Because tó bá jẹ́ country tiwa ni, àwa ló yẹ kó ṣiṣẹ́ fún. Canada has they has crude oil, but kò reach to tiwa. Benny, Mr. Jimmy, Eshegon, Mr. Elkana, by also joining to become our fans. Those are the people that say, Koiki, we don't have much, but we will pay you £1.99 every month just to say thank you. So he's a member. That's why it comes in green. And everybody is a member because not all of you are subscribing, but you are also sorting us out for donation. And like I said, I need money to run my organization this 2025, and we pray that many of you will be rich enough to support us. And also, like I said, the YSDM is back on track, and I can assure you that we will be raising money for them as well as I will be raising money for my platform so that it balances itself. I was laughing. I received on audio yesterday. That man just they abused me and he go that. They are frustrated. They say, you want to start rally again. You want to do this again. I want to shit. Tí yà ń jẹ. You want to be famed. Baba Temi has been a famous person before you born bastard releasing stupid audio. Ẹ fi pa àwọn audio tẹ́ ń release yẹn ó tún lára ẹ̀mí àti Ìgbòho ni ẹ̀yin olóṣì. I was talking to Igboho recently, and this man, all the cars he drive, he bought them brand new. He was telling me about a BM that our motor town will Fulani were attack Ninule, that he went to the showroom in Germany to buy that BM brand new. Oloshi. Ìwọ tó tẹ ẹ̀rọ owó tó fẹ́ fi ra kúrúpé. You think that when you release those kind of audio, you talk against us, then I will say, àárọ̀ ìṣe ṣó tún wá dà kí n tún jáde kí wọ́n máa pariwo pa fẹ́ ṣe ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ lọ múra. This year, I have told you, they will announce the confirmation, but it's a snip view, a meeting for yín láti 2 weeks ahead. Ọdún tàwa kò ń ṣe 2024. Ẹni àwa fẹ́ kú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín, but àwa ò ní kú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin politician la máa fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ yín wẹlẹ̀ Yorùbá mọ́ torí ẹ̀yin lè ń ṣe jàǹbá fún wa. I want to play Prophet Nasrullah. I want to try and get, like I said, £11.44 minimum wage. Ó jẹ́ kí wọ́n tó wà ní Nàìjíríà tó bá tẹ̀sán minimum wage fún yín, you should earn nothing less than 30,000 naira per hour. Based on the statistics of the amount of crude oil that has been stolen from Nigeria, amount of gas, gold, name it, all other mineral resources, yet it's because our kinship country. Lóòótọ́, we are told that we are Nigerian, we are a country. I applied for a Nigerian passport in 1998. I went to Abuja. I got my UK visa. That is all I know. But down the years, after over 20 years of living in the UK, because this whole project of Yoruba Nation is going into the 5th year, we started hearing that there is nothing called Nigeria. I said, are you sure? Well, we are Nigeria. No. Why did they say, who told you that you are Nigerian? That is what the English told us that we are. Are we truly who we are told that we are? Okay, Mr. Ola Akiyemi. Are we Nigerians? So this is where the argument, àti sọ fún ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà ní ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa gbọ́ fídíò yìí later, ẹ̀rọ bá ń ṣeré ni, kò ní sí live transmission. We will go live just to let you know that we are live on Koikimedia. So if you're going to be watching my live transmission, you would have to come to WD76, or you will find me on other platforms. We want to build that channel so that we can also make more revenue from 2025. Àwọn tó tó wa gan make owó ní 2024 lórí YouTube. So to help this channel, join wa lórí WD76, because right now, tó bá jẹ́ pé àti tán Koikimedia nísìn, over 100 people will sit down there. That is the problem that we have with our people. Ẹ wo bàtà tí announce o pé a ní ṣe live lórí Koikimedia. Tí bá tán nísìn, tí bá go live nísìn, people will come in there. But we will try to continue to share the link. Fẹ̀yìntì link WD76. That is what we will do, and I will instruct my team to make sure that we continue to propagate the new link for many of us. It's 2025. The Yorubas, tí Elédùmarè dá, t'Ọlọ́run dá, whatever God you believe. Mo ń bọ̀ wá play Prophet Nasrullah. Whatever God you believe, our identity struggle lórí ilẹ̀ wa. Kí ló mú wa struggle is because we thought that we are Nigerian, but this man eventually came out and said what?
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves. We are not Nigerian.
There is nobody called Nigeria. There's no place called Nigeria. There's no land called Nigeria. We are all look at him now. We are Nigerians and we will remain Nigerians. Okay. Okay, I'll leave it like that. But one thing is that we will not continue with one Nigeria, some of us. So as you are trying to make one Nigeria, we will damage every publicity of Nigeria from outside the country. We will destroy all the publicity of Nigeria from outside. We will make the whole world knows that that country, like Australia told us yesterday in my program, that Nigeria, there is a civil unrest coming. Australia has already released that information. Go and watch my last broadcast yesterday. It's only 1 hour 20. It's not even up to 1 hour 30 minutes. And I believe few of you have seen it because it's about 1.5k people have watched it in 10 hours. And I'm sure multiple channels will pick it up as well. Well, I am in one Nigeria. You better prepare because there is a civil unrest coming from the north. Happy New Year, Ola Tony Ages. The civil unrest will come from the north, not from the southwest, according to the Australian government. The terrorism, that one will include more, or increase more rather. The kidnapping. Nigerians had no choice than to cough out 2.2 trillion naira to rescue their people that were adopted by Fulani terrorists. Nigeria, including Yoruba land. That is what the National Bureau of Statistics released in December, that Nigerians, since Tinubu came to power in 1 year, 2.2 something million, according to the data, of innocent Nigerians were adopted. How many were killed? We don't know. How many survived out of that? Nobody's telling us. The average Nigerian had to pay Fulani terrorists 2.2 million. And that was happening in the northwest. So Toba Jiyan in the northwest, the value of the money you will pay is high. Is about 2.2 million. The person will never chop, will not get reserve. Then where do they get the money from? Donation, cough this, cough that. Jagba Nibi, Bright Felix, Happy New Year. The end of Nigeria would happen in our lifetime. Some of you might say, shut up. Who are you to tell us Nigeria will end? All right, I have shut up. But my campaign, it's quite windy outside today. And this is going to affect planes and all sort of things. Interesting. Because wind is not good for the plane and many other network. It's a happy new year from Koikimedia team and myself, the CEO of Koikimedia, your favorite YouTube channel. Some of you say, we love Koiki, but your trances is what we don't like. Every platform has their own style. Let's come back quickly to how my brother told us about what again?
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves. We are not Nigerian. Okay, where is Nigeria? Where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that had been forced together.
We are nations Tabani nations, òun náà ló ń pè ní country. Ìlú, wọ́n kó Yorùbá, wọ́n mú Ìgbò, wọ́n mú Haúsá, wọ́n kó gbogbo wọn jù wọ́n síbi kan, wọ́n ní kó pè wọ́n ní Nàìjíríà. Àwa ń wá peace. Àwa ń wá stability for 64 years. Stability. Because every stakeholder has their own. As Tinubu is there now, is a stakeholder representing Yoruba people and is doing whatever he can do to satisfy Yoruba people, even though he has not given us Yoruba country, which I doubt that he has any reason to give you. Because the reason why we are doubting him is not because of me. I'm talking about his close allies during the Nadeco days. Are the one that are telling us that tẹ́ bá dúró de Tinubu pé kó wá fún ní Yorùbá country tẹ́ ń gbariwo yìí, you because ó deceive àwọn tọ́jọ́ wà nínú Nadeco, ó play wọn, ó dá nǹkan rú, ó dáwọ́ rú. So if you are one of those say, hey, he's smart, he's doing tax reform, he's doing this, he's doing that, it's fine. At least he's upsetting the North, which for me is okay. Because the North balls are crying, it's swelling. I can see El Rufai balls is swelling. The same El Rufai, and many of them in the North. But one thing you don't know is that the caliphate, remember,
But I know people call Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves. We are not Nigerian. Okay, where is Nigeria? Where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that had been forced together to live in one pathetic country. So anybody who goes there today to say, pray for Nigeria, that person is just deceiving himself, because the people who want to be that Nigeria are not sat down to agree if they want to be Nigeria.
So bí ṣe sọ lọ, mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí bí ẹ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, and happy new year once again. I want to share what I heard from Prophet Nasirullah regarding some of us that say, oh, this country will be lovely. Which country? Which country will be lovely? Yoruba land is what we should pray for. Just listen to this, I'm coming.
I have been sick of this problem. I have been sick of this controversy over living wage or minimum wage. And I believe that something is seriously wrong with the heads of many of our leaders. How can anyone who earns 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000?
I just had something I wanted to listen. Bro. All right. I just want to say, we don't have to agree with any of these prophets, okay? And we're not selling religion here. Let's just listen to this.
dẹ̀ tábà gbogbo tó bàjẹ́ ṣe wà ń bàjẹ́ sí ẹ wá complain pé wọ́n ti bàjẹ́ kẹtó dé wọ́n ti bàjẹ́. A good leader, when you make anything that is already spoiled, then you rebuild it. Ẹ wá ń gbé ìnira lórí àwọn ayé yẹn. Èkó dá mo bá dé.
I want you to listen to this. Sherry, the lies, irọ́ tẹ́tí pa fún wa, our job now, òun ni ká sọ fún ọmọ Yorùbá pé gbogbo mo kí àwa Stella Ṣódẹ́yìndé, mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi bàbá wa Lateef Gbàdàmọ́sí àti ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ọláníyì, happy new year, and I'm sure that is what we're gonna be saying for the next 30 days. But new year, ẹ jẹ́ ká remain focused. Àwọn kan wà, they are pained, especially àwọn tí àjọṣepọ̀ àjọ ń ṣe Yorùbá nation. They are very, very pained people. Wọ́n ní kankan tó fẹ́ offer ju pé they can't come out and do anything. They need Igboho, but they don't want to appreciate Igboho. So when we are calling Igboho, and they are saying no, don't call Igboho. Ẹ lọ pé Gani Adams nígbà yẹn. Let's call Gani Adams, that is the generalismo of Yoruba land, to help us deal with all the Fulanis in the forest. Tẹ́ bá mọ̀ pé Igboho ní capacity, Gani Adams tí Aláàfin fún lóyè, òun ní kẹ́ lọ pé náà kó bá yanjú nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, àbí kẹ́ lọ pé àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re, bàbá wa Mukaila Mukinya Adéoyè. Idiot all over the place. 5:34 a.m. Koikimedia live. Gba padà sọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa Nasiru live.
Légúnlẹ̀ ọmọ oyún inú ẹ̀ bó bá wà ní oṣù bó bá dá Légúnlẹ̀ bó dé Ìjọra bó dé Bàrígà bó dé àwọn nìkan bó dọ́nà Àjà lọ sí Ẹ̀pẹ́ aboyún bó bá kó oṣù mẹ́ta kó tó bímọ tí mọ́tò.
I posted according to àwọn tó pè mí nílé pé Ẹ̀pẹ́ ò ní ná fún 10 months. Under the comment, people were telling me that about the Koiki ni 10 months. Má dúpẹ́ fáwọn yẹn. Àdúgbò tiwa kò sí number for the last 5 years. Àdúgbò kan wà ní Ogun State 21 years wọ́n fojú rí náà rí. 21. Àwọn kan sanwó náà wọ̀ fún wọn níná. And then sọ pé it's because kò kí n ṣe country wa. Because country tèmi wà ìtàn pè ní United Kingdom wọ́n bí wọn dá kọ́ máa fún mi níná àfi tí disaster bá ṣẹlẹ̀, which can happen. Bí nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀, nǹkan tó heavy gan, everywhere will be shut down for months or weeks or days. Èyí tó wà lórí Instagram ó máa lọ á máa padà. Because it's a country, it's my country. United Kingdom is my country. Because it's my country, because the reason why it's my country is aboyún tí bàbá ìfẹ́ fi ṣe analysis nísìn, aboyún kan ní drive lójú títì nísìn kí oyún ẹ̀ jábọ́ torí pé galloping títì ò dá. Ètí bàbá ìfẹ́ fi ṣàlàyé náà pé tó bá dé gbogbo ọ̀nà Ajégúnlẹ̀, tó dé gbogbo ọ̀nà Ìjọra, tó dé àwọn ibìkan ní ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà, ní ìlú Èkó for show, Èkó irọ́ ti pọ̀ jù, Èkó fake, Èkó lie. Èkó máa dá, àwọn ọ̀jọ̀jì ló ń bàjẹ́, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ lẹ́ máa sọ. Wọ́n ní àwọn oyún kan máa jábọ́. Mo kí bàbá wa Ọláwọ̀yìn Ibrahim Olúwọlé, mo kí yín sọ happy new year. Wọ́n ní àwọn oyún kan tó bá gbé kọjá, àwọn olóyún kan tẹ̀ ní dán o. Ẹni tó bá lóyún gan gbọ́dọ̀ gba àwọn àdúgbò, nǹkan ti mọ̀ pé tóun bá gba àdúgbò yẹn oyún inú ẹ̀ máa jábọ́, and for you is nothing àbí. Wòlíì wa sọ pé ok ẹni Ọbásanjọ́ ò ṣe dáadáa, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti wá wà ń bẹ̀ láti ìgbà tó Ọbásanjọ́ ti lọ, kí lẹ rí ṣe? Tinubu is there for 18 months. Àwọn kan ní Koiki ó ti wà tú ẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀ má ì tí àtáàkì Tinubu tá máa fi ṣe ràkàtì àwọn tán. Rokotio, is he in charge? I don't think so. Mo sọ fún yín pé Sultan of Sokoto ni Tinubu ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún indirectly. Tinubu can tell you he's the president. I don't think he's the president. He works for Sultan of Sokoto. But what we want is the right of the indigenous people. Tá a fi ń pè ní self-determination, but a fẹ́ gba Yorùbá country and we are ready to die for it. Maybe you don't understand. Koiki má máa sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, ikú kan ni. Okay, ikú kan ló máa pààyàn. So if you are one of those that is not ready to die for it, you better pack away. And that is why we can't trust some of you. Because we're talking about life and death now. Some of you can go to Nigeria now. Nobody's going to attack you, make you, pick you up. If I make a way to Nigeria now, from the airport, I'm sure somebody will spot me and say, eléyìí tẹ̀ tún ní àyà, ó gba Muritala kọjá, orí ò pé ni, tó bá tẹ̀ ṣògùn fún ẹ, tó ṣàdúrà fún ẹ, ṣó yẹ kó ìwọ náà gba bíbá ẹ kọjá. Why some of you now will just go home and you're telling me it's not about life and death. So you want us to trust everybody? And shit, bomb bastard. We are putting our life at the life. Why are we? Anything tó bá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ kó ṣẹlẹ̀. Don't tell me that pé kò lè mẹ́mi lọ. Kí ni kò lè mẹ́mi lọ? You think that we are fighting Nigeria alone? Ọlọ́run tó kọ̀ jẹ́ aláàbò, a máa fi ìṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa ni. Bàbá mi ò dẹ̀ ní sùn lọ. Tó bá ń sùn, màmá ní kọ́ máa jí spirit ẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́. A máa rán ètùtù sí, a máa ṣe sàárà, a máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Because the evils are ready to take us out. Ṣé tó bá pa mí ní 2021, màá jókòó sí ìgbà ìṣe, màá gbọ́ Koikimedia, olùṣì, bomb bastard. Tó bá pa Ìgbòho. Ṣé rálì la tún fẹ́ ṣe ní sẹ́yìn? Ní kúre gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ṣì yẹn, Ògún máa pa gbogbo yín ni. Jẹ́ kí sójà méjì wọnú ilé ẹ̀. I was still speaking with Igboho, like I said. A tún mọ́rọ̀ lọ sẹ́nu ìgbà tá wá attack ẹ̀ nínú ilé yẹn. There's some few things he also told me that doesn't have to come on the social media. Jẹ́ ká ọlọ́pàá méjì wọnú ilé ẹ̀ kò mọ bó ṣe ń rí lára. There were few things he told me. Ṣé Ìgbòho yẹn náà ni? Ó yàwó náà lọ jáde ká kó mọ bó ṣe ń rí. Lọ jáde náà, jáde ìṣèbó lẹ́pọ̀n nídìí. Ẹ̀yin ọ̀lẹ, ẹ̀yin wò, ẹ̀yin ha, ẹ̀yin wọ́rí orí WhatsApp group. Ìgbòho ni kọ́kọ́rọ́ ẹ̀ wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Ìgbòho ṣá. Òun ló di kọ́kọ́rọ́ mú. Kọ́kọ́rọ́ yẹn wẹ̀ ló wà. Tó bá bíbà báwọ̀dà, ìwọ make any voice ní wíìkì yìí fún Nàìjíríà láti even outside ẹ̀rẹ́ ọ̀lẹ̀ dín ìbẹ́yìn lẹ́pọ̀n nídìí ká tẹ̀ fi àwọn obìnrin sílẹ̀ tọ́bìnrin bá tẹ̀ ń sọ jágbajàgba sí Ìgbòho àmọ́ pé obìnrin kí la máa ṣe sí ìwọ ọkùnrin sọ̀rọ̀ sí Ìgbòho ẹ̀yin wọ́rí ọ̀ha Ìgbòho òòṣà wọ́n wọlé tí wọ́n fi pa sínú ilé. Ó tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ láti bá wọn jà níjọ́ yẹn. Ó wá wo owó kéwò lẹ́ni náà. Onímọ̀jà mọ̀sálà fi máa kíkanjú. Akíkanjú tó bá mọ̀ jà tó bá mọ̀ sá wá pa sógun ni. Tó bá yẹ kó ti rí mi pa ní 2021 ẹ̀yà máa tún wá jókòó ẹ̀ máa sọ pápí ni ẹ̀fẹ́ mi ní bíbá ẹ̀ máa kí mi sí bíbá. Fight continue ni. As long as we are still breathing, tẹ́mi ìbá ṣe tó ṣe ń breathe, we will fight. Kí ló dé fi ń fight? Media náà ni. Jẹ́ èmi ò níbọn. Mo dẹ̀ ní kó mọ̀. Mo ní wọ́n bí ọ balẹ̀ Yorùbá dá kó bẹ̀ wá ká bá ti wọ M1. Wọ́n bí ọ balẹ̀ Yorùbá kọ̀ọ̀kan dá kó bẹ̀ wá pé ẹ lọ sọ fún àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀kọ́ stọ̀ kadà lóhùn. Pálásẹ̀ fi lọ sí nìyẹn. Ṣèrè à ń bẹ gbogbo yín ẹ̀dá wa lóhùn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká bọ́ sórí M1. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá bọ́ sórí M1 tán. Kẹ wá bẹ̀ wá. Torí à ń bẹ̀ yín nísìn ẹ̀dá wa lóhùn. Gbogbo yín pátá ẹ bẹ̀ wá tí à ní dá yín lóhùn. A fún yín lọ́wọ́ yín nísìn ẹ dákẹ́. Wọ́n pọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá. Wọ́n mọ ìyàrógbó wá dó ìyàrógbó mọ́nu gbó. Ṣé nítorí pàkí ń là mọ́lẹ̀ bá ṣe yẹ ká máa là mọ́lẹ̀ ìyẹn ni kò ṣe jẹ́ kó rí yín pé ìrarúgbó tó ti wọ monopause àwọn olórí burúkú Fúlàní àtòkóbọ̀ dí wá fàdí yẹn ya. Why expect kí yẹn survive another few days? ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire ní tí Ìgbòho fi stop nìyẹn. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ jẹ́ káwọn OPC wá àtàkì sínú ilé ṣèbá à ń gbọ́ pé àwọn OPC náà lọ́n àtàkì àwọn èèyàn àbá àkè ń gbọ́ ni kò dẹ́n ṣe gbogbo OPC o jẹ́ kí OPC lásán wọn ṣàkárá mú ẹ ṣèbá ẹ̀yin intimidate ara yín àwọn sọ àwọn machinery àwọn sójà ẹ jẹ́ nǹkan fún ilé ẹyọkan nínú nǹkan tó lóye sọ wọn náà wọn bọ kan wà wọn nígbà tí ìbọn yẹn tó wọnú bulletproof door wọn làwọn pé ìbọn àti gbogbo ara rí fídíò ẹ lọ sórí Koikimedia kẹ lọ ẹgbẹ́ ìgbà tá a bá ní kẹ lọ sórí platform ẹ̀ ní lọ síbẹ̀ tó bá yẹ pé ibi tó ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ okó àtòbò ní sí ti bá ní okó àtòbò ẹ má bínú ìyá mi o ẹ̀kọ́ àkí ń sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfànṣá níbí báyìí tó bá yẹ pé mo ní lórí Koikimedia ní síbi kan wà tí mo fi okó sí àtòbò síbẹ̀ gbogbo péjì mi máa dàrú lórí website yẹn máa crash ẹ lọ síbẹ̀ kẹ lọ wo ilẹ̀kùn yẹn lóòótọ́ ìbọn penetrate wọn náà bulletproof door àwọn ọ̀bọ tó ń dún tààtò olóyè náà ń dún tààtò àwọn pé àwọn ilé olóyè náà wọn á mọ̀ pé yes àwọn ilé yóò ṣeré wọ́n bá ilé wa o àwọn ilé fi pààyàn ni o ìyẹn ni wọ́n wá ṣe ń sọ lórí social media lè wá ń bó ìmọ̀ àti Ìgbòho lórí kò ní da fún bàbá yẹn ní sóríire àwa la máa control movement tá a máa fi débi tẹ́ ń lọ ẹ̀ ń ṣí èrè ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ láyà ẹ̀ fẹ́ kú ẹni bá fẹ́ kú ló máa torí ìbọn ni ẹni tó fẹ́ kú ò gbọ́dọ̀ torí ìbọn yẹn làwọn kan ṣe ń sá sẹ́yìn pé ní táwọn ọmọ ìgbé dání ikú relé yìí kò dẹ̀ síkú kankan fáwa torí a máa rúbọ ikú yẹn tíkú bá ń bọ̀ máa rúbọ ẹ̀ tíkú bá ń bọ̀ máa pe Jésù ìyàwó mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ sùn mo sọ fún títí tá a máa fi gbalẹ̀ Yorùbá ó máa ṣàìsùn ni ẹ ṣe èrè ẹ̀yin bomb bastard ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pé ìjàdúgbò gan ṣẹ̀fọ́ máa sá tó bá fọ́gò ní sẹ́lómi máa sá dànù ni ìgò lásán ó wá Ìgbòho ní tó tíbọn yẹn tó tọ̀ mọ̀ ẹ́ mọ̀ kó wọ́n bá mi ẹ̀ pé Yorùbá tí wọ́n sound dáadáa bá àwọn kan mí ẹ̀ ní láti gbọ́ confidential onímọ̀ ẹ̀ ló mọ̀ pé ọ̀nà tè kan náà ọmọ mi ló jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé ti blọ́ọ̀kì títì náà wá ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀tọ́ náà kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ní the next day ọmọ Yorùbá ò jáde àṣẹ kankan mo rántí bọ̀bọ̀ kan wọn àtò délé lóye ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní tàtà tòtò after ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ni o ẹ rò pé bí bó ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn nǹkan máa tán bẹ́ẹ̀ ni everybody lọ́lẹ̀ ni everybody was completely down. àwọn kan wá ní ẹ mo wà ní gúrúùpù kan wọ́n ní ẹ woman kan wá dé wọ support ẹ̀yin olóṣì inú London náà àti America àti Canada náà lè ti fi support ẹ̀yin lọ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀yin lọ ṣe tí Gbòho ṣe bí ẹ̀wọ̀ ní forí yín bẹ́ ògùn síbẹ̀ wọ́n wà ní diaspora wọ́n máa sọ kábàkábà wọ́n ti kàwé atẹ́gùn oríṣiríṣi ti fẹ́ sí wọn lórí ṣe rò pé ọ̀rọ̀ òwe la gbé dání ni ọ̀rọ̀ calculation ẹ máa calculate ẹ rò pé Nigerian government easy láti bá jà ni. àní Ìgbòho ní ìbọn wọnú bulletproof door mọ̀ pé yes àwọn ilé yóò ṣeré wá AK-47 ò lè penetrate bulletproof door so irú ìbọn wo ló gbé wá àwọn wo ló wá gangan ṣé Nigerian army gangan ló wá àbí machinery mo sọ fún yín pé machinery wà lára àwọn tó kó wá o mọ̀ tán pé machinery ni machinery has come to kill him ni àdéhùn tó bá wá kò ń ṣe pé kọ́ rescue kọ́ gbé wá sàbújá ẹ pa síbẹ̀ kẹ́dẹ̀ gbà gbé bọ́dí ẹ̀ bọ̀ ká confam pé pa Ìgbòho síbẹ̀ olóṣì kan wá jáde ẹ̀yin bomb bastard ẹ̀yin máàlì àbẹ̀lẹ̀ ìṣeré ni kíní kan pẹ̀lú ìyàwó mi bomb bastard àṣeré ní bíbáyò orí ọ̀pẹ ṣé wọ́n ló ní ìyàwó mi kò ní dá fún bàbá ẹ̀ oníkèmí sọ fún ìyàwó mi kó má sùn ṣé ìyàwó ẹ̀ ni ò ní kú rí mo náà ṣeré ní 2025 wàá sọ tán àgbàjàgbà máa blọ́ọ̀kì wèrè ẹ̀ dànù ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń ṣeré mo mọ̀ yín rí ni rántán sọ náà nìyẹn ṣé kọ́ bá pa mí ṣé kò dá kí ìyàwó mi máa ṣàìsùn ọ̀dẹ̀ bomb bastard all over the place gbogbo ọ̀nà yìí tẹ́ pé ẹ̀ fi kú kò ní bàjẹ́ fún Bishop Adesina ẹni tó bá attack Yorùbá mo ní máa attack yín ọdún tá a gbé dání let everybody do their own. Pseudonymous co Pastor Mo Adesanya kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín Fúlàní pa ẹ má bínú mọ́ mi tí àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà tí yẹn bá sọ sáwọn tí yẹn bá gbé jáde àwọn fámìlì yẹn ọkàn wá ṣe kẹ̀ bí àbúrò ìyàwó wọn ni àbúrò àbí fámìlì wọn náà ní last year yìí ni Fúlàní pa sí Port Harcourt ẹ ní sóríire gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní ká dákẹ́ Tokyo 77 ní mo kí ẹ ogun máa pa yín ni ẹ̀yin warrior who warrior ha Ìgbòho náà ni gbogbo wa ṣe need so ká má fẹnu fa Ìgbòho tẹ́ ẹ bá tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ mi mídíà tèmi ó yàtọ̀ sí tàwọn tó kù ẹ lè dènà yẹn UK lè ní gbé bó bá wọn ọlọ́pàá kó máa bọ̀nú lé mi àṣìkò kan ju pé a fẹ́ self determination lọ tọ́lọ́pàá bá pọn lè nínú ní ẹ̀rẹ̀ mo fàdíyà ni ẹjọ́ la máa lọ́rọ̀ èèyàn dẹ̀ ń lọ sẹ́wọ̀n tó bá lọ sẹ́wọ̀n fún ètò right yes kò sí nǹkan tó bá dé níbẹ̀ àṣàdáhùn tó ń lọ sẹ́wọ̀n fún drug tó dẹ̀ ń ṣayé wọn lọ nínú prison ta lórí fídíò yẹn fídíò àwọn bọ̀bọ̀ kan tó ń gèdè fún prison officer irú ẹ̀fọn ìsìn làwọn táwọn yẹn ṣe nísìn tó ń gèdè tó dẹ̀ ń smoke nínú prison bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ní UK mi báyìí náà ni ayékáyé prison officer wọ́n ń gèdè fún burúkú ẹ má bínú ìyá wa wọ́n ń gèdè fún burúkú gbogbo aláàlá ìwọ náà ṣáà lọ wo fídíò yẹn lórí Twitter èmi náà rí wò wọ́n ń gèdè fún ọdẹ smoke ọdẹ fídíò wọ́n dẹ̀ ń pe prison officer lórí rédíò ó ti ju rédíò dànù nígbà tó ń gbádùn tó ń gèdè fún. ọlọ́run ló ní ìrìn àjò lọ́lọ́run ṣe ní òun gbọ́dọ̀ protect Ìgbòho mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ fún prophet Nasiru la wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ Ìgbòho nínú prophecy wọn 2025 bó ẹ jẹ́ ká padà ká gbọ́n tí mo fẹ́ ṣìwà bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ni mo ti gẹ́ ti ibi tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. You okay? It's okay. Just keep an eye on those ones, okay? All right, love you. Bàbá Nasiru ní pé tó bá lọ sáwọn àdúgbò kan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní 2024 tó ta ẹni tó lóyún tó kù 3 months tó bá jáwọ́ galloping wọn lóyún yẹn máa wálẹ̀. Is that a country? Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rí lamẹ́ríkà nìyẹn? Ṣé oyún kan máa ń wálẹ̀ lamẹ́ríkà? Ṣé oyún máa ń wálẹ̀ ní Europe? Tàbá nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn èèyàn wa a sọ fún wọn pé Yorùbá country òun nìkan ni ó kù ọ̀nà àbáyọ kíyàn kankan máa gbé fàbó kankan fún wa pé ká lọ maintain Nàìjíríà máa dáa mo kí bàbá mi gbàdá mọ́ sí Akóredé àṣeré nínú bíbá yo platform yẹn ṣe ti bá sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá máa gbáwèrè ẹ̀ dànù kí sẹ́gbẹ́ kan torí àwa la mọ̀ tá à ń fi bishop lásán kó rìn láti Nàìjíríà tó wọ mọ́tò dé Benin it's dangerous kàmáì tí wàá sọ many other things àbẹ̀rẹ̀ pa máa ń ṣeré ní ta bá sọ pé wọ́n attack wa ta ló mẹ̀yìn ní ta ló attack ẹ̀yìn nísìn gbogbo ẹ̀ wá tẹ́ jọ ń wọ̀ tá jọ ń wò mí báyìí ta ni wọ́n attack ẹ̀yìn bóyá àwọn spiritual mi attack yín o do you know what we are going through every day ẹ̀ wá ní kò lákó dání ó mú kú dání ni ikú ò kàn nípa wa ni ikú kan lè nípa wa ọlọ́run dẹ̀ bá wa lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ní bàbá Adébóyè bàbá Akíntóyè mo ṣí sọ Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè ọlọ́run lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ní bàbá Adébóyè náà for 2025 kó gbóhùn sókè kó bá wa gbóhùn sókè I love him too much but wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa bí àwọn pásítọ̀ tó kù ìyẹn ni máa fi ní issue pẹ̀lú wọn. Bàbá mi, I haven't spoken to him before. Ó jẹ́ ká rí wọn ní 2021 after tọmọ wọn kú, but that didn't happen. That's for another conversation. But Prophet Nasiru la ń sọ̀rọ̀. Bàbá yẹn ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀mí, ó tún sọ̀rọ̀ tara. Torí we are human being. Ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ tí message tó ní, but ó tún dé stage kan ní káwọn èèyàn máa bínú pé because ẹlẹ́ran ara lòun náà. ìyà tẹ́ ń fẹ́ àwọn èèyàn jẹ ti pọ̀ jù náà, ẹ̀yin ọ̀wá jẹ ẹ̀ ń fìyà jẹ wá ẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ká máa ṣàmì sínú ẹ̀, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? Mo kí ìyá mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Pastor Mo, ẹ̀ ń fìyà jẹ wá ẹ̀dẹ̀ ní ká máa ṣe àmì sínú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá tú program yìí gbọ́ bí ṣe sọ, especially lórí Koikimedia, orí channel kan la fi máa ṣe YouTube wá sí for now. Àkọ́ start YouTube ti bẹ̀ yẹn kẹ́ ẹ lè mọ̀ pa wà live, ẹ̀dẹ̀ wá sórí WD76, and I'm sure before the end of January numbers will might increase lórí YouTube, because torí pé a sí lórí Koikimedia àwọn èèyàn rò pé a sí live, and a dẹ̀ ti announce ẹ̀ láti how many days. Lóòótọ́ àwọn kan wà lórí Instagram round Tokyo and àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí Facebook, but lórí YouTube it has to be one YouTube channel for now, so that ká tọ̀ sójú kan kó lè ṣe kíni wọ́n ní kó lè hó. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú because program yóò ní ju 2 hours lọ and we already 1 hour 20 minutes. Kí là ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí akọ̀tùwá ní ká dúpẹ́ ká dẹ̀ mọ ibi tó kù sí, bọ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀yin lẹ́nu wa rọ́ọ̀fù ẹ̀rọ pé máa sọ̀rọ̀ tí irú àwa tá máa wà dáhùn àwa ẹ̀ tí bá kówó rédíò jẹ ẹ̀yin náà kó jẹ tẹ́bí tẹ́ bá ti lè rí owó Yorùbá Nation ẹ̀ kó ẹ̀yin náà kó jẹ kíkú dẹ̀ wá pa ẹ̀yin náà, ibi torí àkójẹ ni kò tí pa wá. Many of them are pained. Ẹ̀wọ̀n bọ̀bọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ wọn fi Yorùbá Nation ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pé wọ́n mọ fámìlì yín, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ fámìlì yín ní ládùúgbò yín gan wọ́n mọ fámìlì yín. Ìgbòho ní mọ́tò tó ń rà brand new ni. Mọ́tò mi was buying it for $85,000, €95,000. Brand new, ọmọ tó ń pè ní brand new. Bí Davido ṣe ń ra brand new bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Ìgbòho náà ṣe ń ra brand new. Up tí bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí Tinubu ò tí ì ṣe àkáǹtì Ìgbòho. Unbelievable. Up tí bá ṣe ń bá gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí account, I am a spokesman, account Ìgbòho is still locked. Tinubu yẹn lẹ́yìn wọn rò pé ó máa fún yín ní Yorùbá Nation. So when people are now saying ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún Tinubu ni kó ṣe àkáǹtì sílẹ̀ ká tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé à ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún ẹ̀yin ọ̀dẹ̀. Ọmọ yìí tó wà nínú àkáǹtì olóyè Ìgbòho àbọ̀sọ wọn pé kò ń ṣe businessman, gbogbo aláàmù pé businessman ni, ṣèlú businessman máa ń lówó lọ́wọ́ ọtí àkáǹtì ẹ̀ pé ìbí òun rówó náà ni. So ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹni tó ti àkáǹtì ẹ̀ pa owó tó fi ń ṣe turn around ọ lọ́kẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ọ wá sínú ilé, èyí tó gbé lọ kò ń ṣòwò kékeré, ní dọ́là ni ní pounds ni ọ̀tẹ̀ declare yẹn l'Abuja. Ẹ ti mọ̀ pé àwọn olè làwọn DSS tó wá, olè làwọn yẹn, àwọn machinery àwọn yẹn ti gbowó pé ẹ bá wa yanjú ẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó wá oríṣiríṣi àti babaláwo, kí ọmọ Yorùbá babaláwo máa pọ̀fọ̀ pé at least ìyá tó ń bá pọ̀fọ̀ bíi méjì mẹ́ta gbogbo ètò tó wà ó ti gbàgbé pé Ọlọ́run ló ní ẹ̀mí olóyè Ìgbòho. And we are grateful to still have him. Mo á kí àwọn ìyàwó wọn. Ìyàwó gangan ní kákí àtàwọn ọmọ. Ìyẹn ni ó ṣe dùn mí pẹ̀lú ìyàwó bàbá wa Akíntóyè that she did not make it. Torí ibi tí gbogbo yín ti fẹ́ fàrin àjò yìí ní tẹ́ǹfà. Kò tó bá yẹ pé gbogbo wa straight tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá jẹ́ ìyá witness Yorùbá country. But a dúpẹ́ fọlọ́run. Tí gbogbo wa máa ṣàdúrà pé Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́ kó ṣe flower fún wa, ṣé kò ti bọ́ sí fún tíyàwó bàbá Akíntóyè báyìí. But one thing is bàbá Akíntóyè is strong. After táwọn bishop lọ sí Benin, I had the privilege to be in bàbá yẹn tuntun wà nù meeting tuntun ṣàwọn pàdé. He's always busy. Bàbá ẹ slow down that day. Ọmọ mi ntí màmá sọ ni pé ìyà tó ń jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ kó Yorùbá kúrò. That is the statement Baba Akíntóyè has been telling every one of us. That was the last word of mama. Orí wo nísìn àní kájọ push ẹ̀ òní òfin kú àyẹ̀ ń jà sọ ẹ fẹ́ ti Ìgbòho síwájú àbí Ìgbòho ni kó lọ forí la kó wá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ Prophet Nasiru Lai mo lè ṣe fi play ibi tí wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ lóye náà.
láti tó àkókò tó fẹ́ bímọ ẹ̀jẹ̀ náà bá ṣẹjọ́ ló bà mí jẹ́ gbogbo etí ẹ̀ dárúkọ bá ṣẹjọ́ kó bà mí jẹ́ tó bá jẹ́ pé bí ìnira ṣe rí ni ní ayé rẹ̀ orí àti gbogbo yín ẹlọ́kọ́ ẹlẹ̀. nígbà ayé Ọbásanjọ́ mo gba ilé ní Èkó ní Oríbáwá nọ́mbà 26 Oníléwájú street ní Ẹ̀pẹ́ ní ìjọ ní Èkó ní Lẹ́kí mo gbà ní 26,000 ilé ló bàbá lọ ìkíní 2 bedroom mo gbà ní 68,000 ní ọ̀sẹ̀ ní ìgbà ayé ní ìsí èrúùmù lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ó wá di 700 800 èrúùmù nìkan ṣoṣo. ẹ̀dẹ̀ sọ pé òun ló ń bá ìjọba jẹ́ òun ló ń bá ibà yìí jẹ́ orí Ọbásanjọ́ ò ní jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ rí ìjọba ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run. alábìínú ẹ̀yìn gbogbo mi mo bá ṣẹjọ́ rí mi ò but ìkẹtọ ní ìsìn.
This is how I expect Baba Adeboye to be talking. Ó yẹ ká máa feel pain ní aráàlú as a father. But àwọn ń try láti calm wa down. Gbogbo àtàwọn bá ń ṣe àwọn preaching tí wọ́n tó calm. Ara ò ní ta wá. Anára ń ta gbogbo wa. Bíyàn tẹ ẹ̀gbọ́n kankan tí bàbá yìí sọ mọ́. Let's argue that yes, nígbà Ọbásanjọ́ he was able to buy, yes, inflation wà all over the world, but ṣó yẹ kí a máa jẹ wá là ń sọsẹ́. Àwọn kan lè ní nísìnyẹn Koiki Tinubu kù díẹ̀ ó máa ṣe lé àwọn bàbá Jákàndé báwọn ṣe kọ́ yẹn gbogbo ẹ̀ náà láwà. Èyí tó ṣe as a governor tó dẹ̀ control, you know, we are not here to defend them. You need to go to Ọbásanjọ́, another bomb bastard ó máa bàbá òfin yẹn. But what we are saying is that even ìlú iná prices ìgbà tẹ́mi dé ní 25 years ago iye tá à ń ṣe car insurance òun kọ́ là ń ṣe mọ́ nísìn. So things have changed around the world, there's no doubt about it. But ṣé ó jẹ́ kí ìyà máa jẹ wá ìyà tó dẹ̀ ń jẹ wá ìyà tó ń jẹ wá pa ni kò ń ṣe tèrè rárá. Wàá fẹ́ lómi ní just peanuts wàá fẹ́ lè dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún yín lórí fóònù wàá kọ́ wọn pé peanuts but owó tó fún wọn yẹn náà kò ká kankan. So wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Olóyè Ìgbòho area yẹn ni mo ti pick ṣe jẹ́ kí n gbé airpod mi sétí àti gbọ́ bí tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn olóyún tó fi bímọ tó kù 3 months tó bá lọ nínú galloping ọlọ́mọ àyẹ̀ kó jábọ́. Mo kí sísítà mi Òjíṣẹ́ TV mo kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa. Bàbá ẹ̀dẹ̀ sàn kankan option méjì ló wà fún Nàìjíríà ẹ̀túbá àbí ká pín. Èmi ń bí ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe fi ipa àwọn ilé máa túbá mo fi mú bẹ́ẹ̀ jáde ni o. So if we are here telling our people that in táwa rí not from the spiritual side àwọn tó ń rí from the spiritual say look this ibi tẹ́ ti ń tàjẹ̀ sílẹ̀ kò lè gbé rí ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Because lánàá tí mo wo wọn ti ń gbé mi lọ so kò jẹ́ kí n nọ́ọ̀tì time frame ibi tó ti sọ but màá rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ má bínú torí mo mọ let's just
not to talk of people who earn
1 million, 2 million, how can they go to sleep in good conscience every day? How can they go to sleep in good conscience and come out to sit down in a boardroom to discuss the sustainability or otherwise of paying 60,000 to the poorest of workers? How can we go to bed and sleep, all those who belong to the elite, who earn 2, 3, 4, 500,000, 1 million? How can you go to sleep in good conscience, I say, if you still have any conscience? How can you go to sleep in good conscience and come out to be debating? I hear people on TV, I watch people on TV, experts, economic experts, corporate executives, government officials, who are taking home more than $1 million in a month. And they are there arguing that 60,000 or over will destroy the economy, is not sustainable. How wicked! You give 60,000 to a poor worker, a poor worker who may have a family of 2 or 3 or 4, for his feeding, for his accommodation, for his house rent, for his medical care, for his children's school fees. How wicked! How blind! How can we do that? And we think that God will bless our country? We think that it is by bringing a new national anthem for God to bless our country? How can you commit this crime against humanity? For me, this is a crime against humanity. Because the poor people who cannot afford to buy gari, I'm not saying they will buy that they have to buy sardino. I'm saying buy gari, poor people who cannot buy gari. I'm not talking of meat or fish. Poor people are dying because they have no money to cure malaria. How can you go to sleep in good conscience? Those of us who belong to the elite, how can we go to sleep with good conscience? And we are debating, and we are discussing, and we vote 500 million naira to meet and debate about paying 60,000 to the poor. My dear friends, I see this as a new form of apartheid. Nigeria is one of the most unequal societies in the entire world. A society where it's like the animal farm. A society where we have conspicuously rich people, people who are living in conspicuous consumption, and others who are in deplorable, dehumanizing poverty. If you have somebody in this country that takes home 1 million naira, I mean 1 million, I'm not talking of 30 million naira, 1 million naira in the month.
To get a bit of a bit of Moki Bugwalen can say, Happy New Year, Mukiba, Pastor Moni. We have evil religious leaders. They are insensitive the way the people are dying. It's terrible. Usman Wahab Mukia. One Nigeria can never walk. If you like, pray for me from now. Mukiba Bawadekunle Nuruddin. Happy New Year to all our Muslims. Happy New Year to all our traditionalists. Happy New Year to all the Hindu, Buddhists, and Christians around the world. Yoruba country, Yoruba nation is still the same thing. The reason why I will be using more as Yoruba country is because I want Yoruba nation law. Country, èdè kan náà, ẹ̀yà kan náà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ bàbá wa Prophet Nursery Rẹ̀, mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́ wà lórí Instagram. If you're not comfortable with the platform, you have all the right to exit. But one thing is that tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá, tàdé sọ pé kí Yorùbá kó dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè, ó dẹ̀ wà against it. There's something is wrong with your medulla oblongata. Bàbá yìí náà ṣe ń ṣe shut up. Báwo lọ ṣe ń ṣe? Jẹ́ kí sójà méjì wọnú ilé wa bá ẹ. Jẹ́ kàn fẹ́ kí gbòòrò tó kó tún jáde gbùrùgbùrù kan yìnbọn pa àwọn èèyàn kan pa everybody. Rally is a very important strategy as part of the push. Ṣé yìí níbọn tẹ́lẹ̀ fi jà ni? AK-47 is 500 pounds for your con. Omoye don't have bullet AK-47. So the only thing we can do is to continue to shout until the push will push something. Mozambique, 3 months, and you see the whole country is upside down just because the election was rigged. ìbá post gbogbo àwọn fídíò yẹn lórí timeline mi. That is Mozambique. 3 months everywhere is hot. Àwọn ìtì dé stage yẹn ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe rally wọn ni ẹ tátátátá ká ṣe rally la máa fi gba Yorùbá country. Ẹ lọ fi paper gbá. You think diplomacy will give you Yoruba country? Diplomacy is just one part of it. You think all the United Nations, they care whether many people die. They don't care. See how many people are dying in Palestinian on a daily basis. Evil world that we are living. Evil world. Oriyomi àti Naomi ẹ̀gbọ́n nísìn. Ọ̀nà fi feed àwọn èèyàn. Ṣé àwọn ọlẹ́ẹ̀kan máa feed àwọn èèyàn tó bá ń ṣe pé lórí burúkú àwọn gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ẹ̀ ká dáná sun gbogbo yín kẹ́ kú dànù. Ṣé bàbá Oriyomi Hamzat tó ń ṣe mídíà tiẹ̀ ṣé BBC nísìn bá polówó nǹkan tí incident ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ lọ mú BBC? Don't bastard all over the place. Tí BBC bá polongo nísìn pé wọ́n máa ṣe children in need o, which they do every year and raise millions of pounds sterling. Ìyàn ká máa sọ wọn pé Koiki ò ní ìdòwò. Bí àwọn platform tó kù náà àwọn onídòwò sí tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú platform tó kù. I am not in charge of their platform. Platform tèmi ṣe or BBC over the next year in another time ọlọ́mọ máa ń ṣe BBC need yẹn. Gbogbo ọmọ ìlú ìlọ́mọ ní kọ́ mú £1 wá. Àwọn wa máa lobby £1 then máa bèrè fẹ́ẹ̀fẹ́ tó bá fún ọmọ kan ní £1 á dàbí pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Raise millions of pounds sterling. Though they use that money for different projects. Ìbáwa náà interfere lò fún our organization ni. Ṣé mo fẹ́ fi jẹ kúlíkúlí àtẹ̀pà ni? It's just not ìkan tẹ̀ ní ẹ gbogbo fóònù tí mò ń lò orí social media mo ti gbà bomb bastard. This is a brand new iPhone 15. After 3 years ni mo ṣe gba brand new phone. And mo dẹ̀ sanwó fún food ẹ̀yin olóṣì ẹ̀yin oníṣẹ́ ìṣẹ́ ló máa pa gbogbo yín mo ti sọ fún yín. Ìṣẹ́ brand new ni mo gbà. But I'm paying every month because àwọn ará nǹkan níbi àká sanwó gbùrù. Nàìjíríà lẹ́tí fowó olè owó government. We are using iPhone 16. Níbo ló ti rówó tó ń ra iPhone 16? Brand new. Níbo ló ti rówó tó bá kí ṣe yahoo àbí tó ṣe drọ́ọ̀gì tó náà òun ta báàgì ní Ìdúmọ̀tà ó ń ta báàgì ní Ìdúmọ̀tà ọdún ayabo fún wa o. Bàbá mi Shamsuddin àti màá tó ń ṣe drọ́ọ̀gì àdèmọ̀ àwọn tó jẹ́ pé yahoo olè owó olówó tẹ̀ ń wọ́ láti Amẹ́ríkà tẹ̀ ń wọ́ láti Canada ọwọ́ fẹ̀ tó bá gbogbo yín ó kù díẹ̀ ẹ rò pé àwọn yẹn náà stupid technology ń change lójoojúmọ́ irú èmi nísìn tí bá fi send owó tù lẹ́ǹfì nísìn a ní mo gbọ́dọ̀ approve ẹ̀ lórí app mi lóòótọ́ ẹ̀rọ àwọn kan gbá torí ilé ayé náà nìyẹn èyí tí ṣe yes iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe iṣẹ́ laptop tí mo fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ mi ni mo fi ń jógọ̀lẹ̀ dẹni òun ló wà nígbà yẹn nísìn iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lẹ́yìn kò ṣiṣẹ́ Yorùbá nation ìwádìí ti ṣe tán kó gbé padà sílẹ̀ tí bá fi ṣe bísínẹ́sì tèmi tí mo fẹ́ lo laptop máa wọnú store máa ní kó fún mi ní ìtò dá tó yẹ pé á jẹ́ bí £5,000 bọ̀ máa san díẹ̀díẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn tó ń lo mọ́tò nílùú yìí wọ́n lè confam brand new ní gbogbo wọn lò kò sẹ́ni tó kó káàṣì sílẹ̀ cashless society làwọn ń gbé ẹ̀yin tí yà ti jẹ nílé sufferness ti pa yín ó dẹ̀ ń dùn yín ni torí pé nǹkan lè wà ní the front káwọn lára kò ní bàjẹ́ fún Akọ́yà Fọláyàn kò ní bàjẹ́ fún Yẹmí Fátókì brother mi ní sí Nàìjíríà ló wà tí bá sọ pé mo fẹ́ mu kọ òun nìkan ó máa ń ta sí mi gan láti lé pé kí ló ń ṣe àwa wà nílé àwa wà òkè ìyà ò jẹ bó ṣe wà yẹn brother mi ìyà ò jẹ but ó ń wo tàwọn tó wà ládùúgbò ẹ̀ pé Koiki kò jẹ́ kó rí báyìí wàláì business ẹ̀ ń lọ dáadáa kò dẹ̀ ṣe yahoo kò dẹ̀ ṣe crime nínú Nàìjíríà ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ ló wà ààrẹ tó jẹ́ wà lórí ìrìn àjò for 4 years every time dẹ̀ ló ń send owó sí mi láti Nàìjíríà mo dẹ̀ ní láti sọ èyí tó ń send sí mi every time bó ṣe ń sanwó sí mi ló ń sanwó sí ẹ̀wọ̀ ẹ̀ràn mi yàn kò ṣe gbogbo èèyàn tó wà Nàìjíríà ló lò ṣe bọ̀ Nàìjíríà ti sọ gbogbo èèyàn di tí a máa pera wa lórúkọ burúkú ni àwọn tó léfọ̀n tó lékan náà wà nínú ilé tọ́ọ̀dẹ̀ jalè mo kí yín Mr. Lade happy new year lẹ́ǹkan sí láàrin lámínà kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ mo bá bàbá wa kan inú wọn tẹ̀ dùn gan. And but sometimes people send you messages and sometimes I just call. Oh, bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ rí, it was so pleased, it's in Nigeria. Wọ́n ní block làwọn máa ń ṣe, kò ń ṣe block yìí tó fi ń ṣe lé o, ice block. Business and collapse nígbà tó bá sí náà. And that was what my grandmother used to do as well nígbà tí mo wà ní phase 2. Ara freezer kan fún wọn, àwọn kéyìn àti tó, àwọn fi pákó sá, fi pákó àfi tàwọn omi yẹn, oríṣiríṣi sizes, àwọn tó máa lọ ta drink láàárọ̀, ọtí máa kásùbà tó débà lọ́tí máa kan lẹ̀kùn, láti máa ṣílẹ̀kùn fún wọn, alájà, àwọn ìyá yẹn wọ́n mọ ojú owó. Màmá ìlú ní ilé sizes yẹn ó dẹ̀ ní different prices before she died. Ó dẹ̀ máa ń ṣaṣọ òkè inú ilé wọn ní pálọ̀ wọn, wọ́n ṣe show glass síbẹ̀, so sample ni, so táwọn èèyàn bá ti wá, àwọn tó fẹ́ ṣe ìyàwó, àwọn tó fẹ́ ṣe this, àwọn tó ń fẹ́ lọ sílùú òyìnbó, wọ́n bá ti dé wọ́n mú sample yẹn, èmi àmú sample tiẹ̀ wá. Ṣé gbogbo kìíní ẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá? A ní wọ́n ti sọ àwọn èèyàn wá dó lòṣì. Pain kò ní torí pé òun jẹ́ Muslim ó ń tajà, Muslim tó fẹ́ tajà nísìnyí kò rọ́jà tà. Inú ilé mi ni grandma ti operate. I mean, as at the time he was already in her 70 plus. But kó tó di pé wọ́n ń tajà nínú ilé, because Ìbàdàn ló ń gbé, kó tó di ní sórí rẹ̀ yìí tẹ́ dá kankan mọ̀, ẹ̀yin born bastard. Èmi ọmọ lọ́nà, ta ló mọ bàbá yín? Ẹ lọ sí phase 2 kẹ́ lọ dárúkọ Ọláyọmí Kóìkì wá sọ fún yín. It's just unfortunate that some of you, you know, but pain táwa kàn fi pé ṣé yà ń jẹ́ Ìgbòho ni 1 million Fúlàní ò bọ̀ lè dá dúró, wọ́n wọlé tán wá bá ní. Some of the new information he has told me tí kò gbọdọ̀ lọ sí public rárá, wọ́n wọlé tán wá pa ní, kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n ṣeré wá. The only thing tí mo kọ́ lè sọ fún ni pé gbogbo ìkọ̀sìn yẹn wà nínú public domain, ilẹ̀kùn bulletproof door ní ilẹ̀kùn lóye. Ó nígbà tí ìbọn yẹn wọnú ibẹ̀ yẹn tó wọlé tó jáde sí the other side ní àwọn ilé òṣèré wa o. And also at that time he was telling ẹ̀yin wo nìyẹn ìwọ́kẹ̀ ó wà nílé pàpàpàpà wọ́n yìnbọn sí. Ṣèbí ẹ lọ́wọ́ picture lórí Koikimedia website. Jẹ́ kọ́lọ́pàá kan wọnú ilé wa bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìgbòho yẹn lẹ wá ń fẹ́ lẹ wá sọ pé mo kíyà mi títí láyọ̀ láàárọ̀ bí mo kí mọ̀. Ẹ̀yin hu ẹ̀yin ha ṣé wọ́n lọ́n wà? Ta ló mọ̀ wọ́? Èmi àti Ìgbòho lọ́n wà. Bọ́ bá rí èmi nísìn lẹ́yìn kan kọ́ mọ̀ pé bí ṣe ń pariwo yẹn bí tọ́ bá yanjú èmi á wíkìndì Ìgbòho. Ìyẹn lọ́sẹ̀ ní ìdàwà méjèèjì bí tọ́ bá ti mú èmi á wíkìndì Ìgbòho, tọ́ bá mú Ìgbòho ṣé kò ní wíkìndì gbogbo wa? Wọ́n bá bá mi nínú ilé yìí tó fi gbélé di kéèlè wọ́n máa pẹ̀ mí lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni. Bọ̀tọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó ní yes ọkùnrin làwa náà. Olùkọ́ gbàgbọ́ lẹ́dẹ̀dẹ̀dẹ̀dẹ̀ ọkùnrin làwa náà àdẹ̀dùpẹ́ fọlọ́run. Torí o ò lè gbérú iṣẹ́ báyìí dání kí wọ́n náà má dúró dáadáa. Torí gbogbo yín bó ṣe wà báyìí nísìn kíyàn collapse kó kú dànù lẹ́ńfẹ́ ìrọ̀lẹ́ lẹ́pa. Ikú kan pa èmi bí ṣe wà báyìí. Kàkà kíkú pa mí máa sọ fún bàbá mi tó wà níbi tó wà yẹn pé ikú gbọ́dọ̀ pa gbogbo ẹni tó bá ń lérò kú sí mi ni ikú máa pa gbogbo yín lẹ́yọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan ni. Èyí lèèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tá à ń ṣeré life and death làwa gbé dání. And I've told my children and my wife they know that. So ìwà rò pa ṣeré àwọ̀ ṣeré o. Ẹni tó fi kú wà láàrin wa to get this thing for you all. And I'll leave it like that. Somebody must sacrifice. Ọlọ́run forí kí gbogbo àwọn tó ti kú. So if I rò pé bóyá wà ń ṣeré, ilé ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ eré. I have lived there for 25 years. I've enjoyed what I can enjoy. 25 years in UK. Kò sí tó bá sọ pé ìlú tó ní òfin pé you are living in the country wàá ṣì máa mú UK. Ó lè má ní standard on the European sector because àwọn ìlú kan wà ní Europe ó beat UK pa but tó bá ṣe ń sọ pé ìlú tí mo wà yìí number 1 ni in the world, ibẹ̀ lèmi wá gbé for 25 years wá fi máa rubbish mi, ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire, ẹ̀ ní kúre ni mo sọ fún yín, one bastard. Ẹlòmíì tó tẹ̀ mọ́ bí airport ṣe ń smell, just port in Nigeria lẹ́sọ̀n, and I can post any day anytime torí record wa wà fún family ta wa. My younger sister returned back to Nigeria, mo ti sorry, in 2007. 2 years ó relocate pẹ̀lú ọmọ ẹni pé káwọn lọ help Lagos state government tó lọ ṣe lórí burúkú during Fashola tẹ́ni ṣoríire to transform, to make sure that child care is priority in Lagos state. Kọ́má tọwọ́ bọmọ nídìí, kọ́má fẹ́ngà ọmọ kékeré, iṣẹ́ tó ń kọ́ nìyẹn as a psychology master degree holder. Ó fi ìlú ilé wa jókòó sí Nàìjíríà for 2 years. Ó frustrated wọ̀ jẹ́ kó rí kankan ṣe, ó rí pé lóṣì nílùú yìí o. She returned back to the UK. And I'm talking about 2007. Fashola ló wà lórí oyè nígbà yẹn. Bàbá ò ní ṣoríire tó bá náwó sí mi níbi tó bá wà ti gbowó. Ogun máa pa yín ni. Èèyàn máa lè. Social media ló jẹ́ káwa popular. Ẹ̀ ní kúure. Kí ló wà ní social media? Ṣé social media ló jẹ́ ká àbúrò tèmi lọ́lé láti fi lọ save humanity táwọn olóṣèlú lórí burúkú Fashola gbogbo wọn tó ní ṣoríire níbi tó bá wà. Wọ́n náà wọ́n ní ìdòwò. Wọ́n kọ policy wọ́n gbélé wọn lọ́wọ́ tó bá ti dé ọ́fíìsì wá jù sínú dustbin nígbà tó rí dó torí ọ́fíìsì bá sùn wọ̀ rí dó ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá náwó sí mi. Ogun máa pa gbogbo family yín ni. Ṣọ́rọ̀pá àwọn ọmọ lóyìnbó tó ọ̀rọ̀pá àwọn ọmọ tó ọ̀rọ̀pọ̀ ló wá ni wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí nàkó sí ẹ̀ ní kúre ni mo sọ fún yín wọ́n nàkó sí wọ́n wá pé abẹ́ ń ṣe èrè ó pé kí lélẹ̀ àgbé pọ́lísì ìwà ẹ̀ ń gbókó jáde ṣókò ni mo fi dó ní London, mo ò dókó ní London màá wá dókó ní Nàìjíríà. I'm talking about 2007. I've never talked about this before. Ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire gbogbo ẹni tó bá náwó sí mi. Ẹ̀yin olùṣọ́ lórí burúkú ṣèbí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe fún gbogbo àwọn tó wà lé nìyẹn tó ń nàkó sáwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ nídìí frustrate gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ. Ṣé gẹ́ọ̀ kan kò ní Kòròdú ní ṣé last year ni Ọkọ̀yà gẹ́ọ̀ tó kú ní Kòròdú báńkà yẹn tó lọ mú sniper bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ti nàkó sí ó náà wọ́n ò dókó wọ́n dẹ̀ ní kò rí ti target tó bá dẹ̀ yí ti target já a dú ẹ àti tá a bá dú ẹ àfi level ẹ ẹ̀yin diaspora ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ ṣé wọ́n ṣe ń dọ́ ọmọ tó yín nìyẹn nínú ibi tó ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ nílùú òyìnbó ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire ẹ wá náwó sí gbòòwò ẹ náwó sáwà ṣé bọ́ ṣe ń dọ́ àwọn ọmọ yín ní McDonald's nìyẹn ṣé bọ́ ṣe ń dọ́ àwọn ọmọ yín ní Asda nìyẹn tó bá lọ ṣiṣẹ́ tí wọ́n nàkó sáwọn ọmọ yín ẹ̀ ní kúure gbẹ̀yìn diaspora tẹ́ bá náwó sí wa last year bẹ́ẹ̀ ni last year ni wọ́n nígbà yẹn ló mú sniper ló parí ìdánù young girl wọ́n ti nàkó sí ni wọ́n ti fokó lọ títí tó refuse pé Christian ni mi ẹ má fokó lọ mí àwa jókòó síbẹ̀ àwa máa sọ pé o social media làwọn wá ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire ìyá mi bó ṣe wà yẹn bí ìfúnlówó ń gbádùn ayé ẹ̀ ó ń gba pension ṣé bí màmá tiẹ̀ náà ṣe ń gba pension nìyẹn tó ti ń tọ́jú ara ẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn ìyá tó yẹ kí àyè máa náwó sí ìyá yín ló ń sunkún ló ń náwó sí yín wọ́n ti ta ẹlòmíì ti ta gbogbo góòlù ta gbogbo lẹ̀ pé kẹ́ lè ṣoríire nínú Nàìjíríà yẹn ṣoríire náà gbogbo ẹni mọ́ sí tèmi ti rí ní 1990 pé ìlú òfò yìí tá a bá kó àwọn ọmọ jáde níbí àwọn ọmọ mi á máa mu drug á máa ṣoríṣiríṣi ó sádànù ni ní 1990 my mom left Nigeria in 1990 ni mọ́ sí mi sá kúrò Nàìjíríà ẹ lọ sí gọ́tà orúkọ bàjẹ́ tó fi kúrò níbẹ̀ Alájà Koiki ẹni ṣoríire ìbọn bastard níbo ni màmá tẹ̀yìn wà in the 90s níbo ni màmá ẹ̀ ti ń tajà èlò ni màmá ẹ̀ fi ń ṣe operation tó fi ń tajà ìwọ rí dọ́là rí ni dọ́là kúnnú lè ta wá ní Sùúrùlérè tó bá travel di ọmọ kó dọ́là sílẹ̀ lẹ́ni táwọn èèyàn máa bì wọ́n pé àwa náà fi travel Alájà èlò lẹ́ni nílẹ̀ tó máa ka dọ́là ó dàgbà ní $30,000 àwọn ọmọ wa dẹ̀ ràn ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ wa láti àdúgbò kan wá gbà níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ á gbé $30,000 á lọ drop ẹ̀ fún wọn padà kò sólè kò sẹ́nì kankan gbé $30,000 fún ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ kan nísìn ṣèbá rẹ̀ tó gbà sí Nàìjíríà tó ṣe employ tó gbé mọ́tò ọ̀gá tó gbé sá lọ ṣèlú gbogbo ẹ̀ láàrin lórí YouTube ẹ̀yin oníranù èyí tí a ti jẹ ìwọ rí dọ́là rí 1980 onward nursery and primary school 10 minutes drive ní Mercedes lọ fi gbé wa lọ sí school ẹ̀yin olóṣì Clarks ní bọ́tà tá à ń wọ̀ mọ̀ sí mi make sure pé tá a fi ṣe tán ní secondary school bàtà Clarks ní London ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú ẹ̀yin Yorùbá nation ló jẹ́ kó popular bàbá ẹ̀ ò ní ṣoríire bàbá ẹ̀ tó wà nugbó tọ́ọ̀tọ́ tẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ tó yẹ ká transform inú gbó yẹn kí bàbá ẹ̀ lè mọ bàbá ẹ̀ níta ta ló mọ bàbá ẹ̀ yan máa lè Yorùbá nation ló jẹ́ kó popular o òun ló jẹ́ kó popular o òun náà ni Yorùbá nation náà ló gbé mi wọ London ní 1998 ó máa pé 26 years lọ́dún yìí September Gatwick airport ni mo gbà wọlé èmi ò ẹ má bínú ẹ̀ tẹ́ lọ through border tẹ́ lọ through omi àwa gba visa wọlé ni mo lọ ṣe interview ni passport tí mo fi wọlé ṣì wà lọ́wọ́ mi ẹ̀ ní kúure ogun máa pa gbogbo yín ni ẹrù pẹ̀lẹ́ frustrate wa bí Baba Akintoye ní Koiki kò sẹ́ni kankan tó máa frustrate wa gbogbo wa àjọ máa gbé délẹ̀ lérí ni ìyẹn náà lè ṣe attack tá a bá gbé nǹkan wá attack ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Alan Conde Nigerian culture to abuse human being àfi gbà yín lẹ́yìn ní abuse àwa ṣé ìmìlẹ̀ ẹ̀kẹ́ máa abuse ṣé owó rálì la fi jẹun freezer nìyẹn ní sàárẹ̀ ní báwa jẹ tó bá yẹ palẹ̀ máa import oúnjẹ fún yín lójoojúmọ́ ni ìyàwó mi sọ oúnjẹ bam oúnjẹ ta lè jẹ fún 1 month ó wà ní freezer ó ṣàyàmásí ó ṣomi ọbẹ̀ ó ṣẹ̀fọ́ ẹ̀fọ́ rírò tí mo fẹ́ ó sì jọlọ ó ṣe meat pie ó ṣe ṣìyẹn mọ́jú ni kò ń sùn ó bá ṣàdúrà kan tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ lọ èyí tẹ̀ ní ṣòro rẹ̀ ó ṣe lè lánàá ó ṣe mọ́jú ni lórí meat pie kò ń ṣe fún títà àtá bá ṣe ń ṣe ta fi ń jẹ́ ń dá máa fi mu tíì meat pie nìyẹn òní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ sísítà mi kan wọlé nísìn pé mo ti mọ̀ lórí social media ní sí mo ní dárúkọ ẹ̀ kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ 15 years ẹ̀ ní kúrògùn apáyín ni ọmọ méjì tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó bá wọ́n ní èmi pé wọ́n ní disability wọ́n ní physical bàbá oríṣiríire more than 10 years ago ni mo ti mọ̀ sísítà mi kò sí mo mọ̀ ní kò ń ṣe pé kíní kò sí support from any government bàbá oríṣiríire anybody tó bá náwó sí mi àti Ìgbòho òun lélẹ̀ fresh níyàwó mi ṣe lánàá ló ṣe lé táwọn ọmọ bá dé nísìn wọn bá jí láàárọ̀ nísìn tí kan bá jí láàárọ̀ ní tó máa jẹ nìyẹn àkọ́ṣe tí fún ni no government no local government sister mi ìyàwó mi báyìí nísìn ìyàwó owó mélòó la fi máa fún yín lójoojúmọ́ suffer everybody owó Yorùbá nation ló fi ń gbérí ní London òun ló fi ń sanwó lé òun náà ni ìyá máa jẹ yín kú ẹ má jẹ kájọ lagi mọ́ àwọn olùsí politician yẹn lórí ká lagi mọ́ wọn lórí ká lé wọn léré kọ́ sá wọn á yìnbọn lóòótọ́ bọ̀tẹ́rù bá pọ̀ dáadáa ìbọn èèyàn mélòó lẹ fẹ́ pa èèyàn mélòó lẹ lè pa Trump ti wọlé tán at 19 days tó kọ ẹ̀yin mọ́ Yorùbá ẹ gbàdúrà dáadáa wọ́n fẹ́ dá ogun sílẹ̀ ní àgbáyé so that Trump ò ní lè débẹ̀ 19 days ló kù ẹ̀mí wa gbọ́dọ̀ wà pé Trump gbọ́dọ̀ wọlé whether you hate him or you like him Donald Trump gbọ́dọ̀ wọrí òye yẹn ní January 20 ó kù 19 days àwa ń gbàdúrà gidi ni àwọn tó oníjẹ́ ọ̀kan mo sọ fún yín tí bá nídìí $1,000 tí bá pè láàárọ̀ yìí nísìn á sọ fọ́kọ ẹ̀ pé brother mi need $1,000 ọkọ ẹ̀ máa ní release ẹ̀ fún 6 figure ló ń earn l'America ó wá ṣe holiday ní Nàìjíríà 12 million naira ló ná less than 2 weeks ó ṣe padà ní ó gbádùn ẹ̀ because iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe l'America ló ń ṣe kékeré 12 million naira ló fi gbádùn rẹ̀ ó wá ṣe holiday ní top notch hotel ló dé sí pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ náà àyà wọn jáde mo sọ fún yín ó ní kó fún ní one local government àwọn mẹ́ta àwọn máa transform it to the standard of New York àwọn máa gbé gbogbo investors wá wọn ní sọ state tó ti wá àwọn governor olùsí tó yẹ pé tó bá ti lọ gbé project fún wọn okó lọ́mọ àná sáwọn ọmọ lọ́mọ wá gbóko jáde ní nínú ọ́fíìsì pé tàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ sùn àárí kìíní yẹn ṣe àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé náà kò possible ó ṣe padà sí Amẹ́ríkà ni àwa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìjẹta this àwọn ilé wọ́n wà pain that ẹni tó bá wà in medical line l'Amẹ́ríkà tó bá ní sympathy fáwọn tó wà nílé á jẹ́ pé nǹkan kan ti go wrong. àwọn máa jáde máa iná ẹ̀ bá abuse wa ṣe bá abuse wa kí ló tún lára mi ẹ pè mí lólè yẹn ìyẹn ń ṣe newton àwọn politician yẹn tó jẹ́ olè Yàyà Bello nìyẹn nísìn ọ ti free ẹ̀ ó kó 500 million fi ṣe deposit nínú 80 billion intelligent kan máa jáde láìpẹ́ àwọn ọmọ kan wà l'Amẹ́ríkà wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ round the clock mo kí alájà Queen ara nígbà tí wọ́n pè mí pẹ̀lú arákùnrin náà ẹ má kí n bẹ ẹ sunkún tẹ bá rí figure táwọn politicians tó fi ń jalè àwọn yẹn ṣiṣẹ́ débẹ̀ ni 7 months lọ́ fi ṣe research yẹn each of the politicians words ó máa jáde ẹni ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ti rí document yẹn bọ́wọ́ ti send ẹ̀sìn mi 145 page of the stolen wealth under this government figure tí mo rí ń bẹ̀ kíyàn gbé 200 billion naira s'account as an asset ni o kò ń ṣojú kan èmi worth 200 billion naira èmi worth 300 èmi kò sẹ́ni tó less than 100 billion láwọn olùṣí politicians tẹ̀ ń rí yẹn that's why they're powerful ká lági mọ́rí wọn lórí ká lé wọn léré ká sáré dànù ẹni máa kú ni ẹ̀dá ilẹ̀ fi kú gbàdúrà kú òní wá pààyàn púpọ̀ ní yẹ ti dòkú náà mo get máa lọ gbọ́ prophet nasiru láì máa lọ tún gbọ́ tí bá ti ṣe tán because wọn fi waste time ara mi màá wá note ibi tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn tí mo fi lo pointer màá wá ṣe program padà létà lẹ́nu wọ́n sọ bàbá yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ débi pé ó ní òkú ní gbogbo wa táàbà rẹni tó bá jáde tó sọ̀rọ̀ ìyẹn ní Ìgbòho òun ṣe ń ṣàdúrà fún Ìgbòho ó ní because àwọn kan question òun pé kí lóun ṣàdúrà fún Oríyọmí Hamzat ṣèbí muslim ni ó ní ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn kan lóun gbé dání ó ní tó bá ti ń sọ òdodo àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣàdúrà fún ó wá sọ̀rọ̀ lọ sọ́dọ̀ Ìgbòho ó dẹ̀ ní kí Ìgbòho careful because wọ́n sì ń dẹ páńpẹ́ fún ẹ̀yin olùṣí ó ní in a society if anybody is not talking then everybody ti dòkú nìyẹn àwa kan gbọ́dọ̀ jáde ká sọ̀rọ̀ àwa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ wá ní ká shut up happy new year Mr. Bamidele Aliyu ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa lọ 2 hours mi ti fẹ́ pé mo kí ẹ my beautiful sister mo ní dárúkọ ẹ má wọrí I'm always pain the pain she goes through pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ìkànnì very physical child ló bá yẹ pé mo máa ń sọ pé ó wẹ̀ pa ní access láti gbé wá sílùú èmi tọmọ ẹ bá wọ̀ lóyìn tọmọ sísítà mi bá wọ̀ lóyìn a máa lábẹ̀ lọ́ni brand new car lọ́ máa gbé fún kíárà gbogbo ẹ̀ a máa gbádùn lọ Nàìjíríà tó wà yẹn is the wrong country kọ́lọ́run bá mi ṣínà ayọ̀ fún ẹ just stay strong like I always say to you mo ṣọ̀rọ̀ 10 years ni mo ti mọ̀ just stay strong mo sọ fún ẹ a máa kó yín délẹ̀ lérí some of us will sacrifice for it so that future ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọmọ yẹn wọ́n ní lè jìyà ọmọ tó bá ní physical challenge as we wrap it up from now ní ìlú òyìnbó gbogbo alámọ̀ náà hospital kan wà tó ń pè ní ẹ̀rọ militant tó wà ní UK children hospital kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ ibi tó ti ń tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké Great Ormond Hospital wọ́n bí step brother mi kan síbẹ̀ nígbà tó bí iye ẹ̀tọ́ náà bí yẹn ibi tí wọ́n sọ pé ṣẹ́ṣẹ́ pé ọmọ Koiki ọmọ bàbá mi ni mo ń sọ UK bíbá lọ bí sí wọ́n bí younger sister mi sí bíbá wọ́n bí mi sí bíbá lóòótọ́ because àwọn ọmọ sí wọ́n expect pé Nàìjíríà máa di jàgbàjàgbà tó dì bẹ́ẹ̀ ni St. Ormond Hospital step brother mi lọ bí síbẹ̀ kò ń ṣe sister tèmi because máa ń bímọ sí mi pé kí ló tẹ̀ bí mi sí bíbá yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ bí mi before last born wa wọ́n nígbà tí Nàìjíríà wọ òkè kí láwọn fi wá bí ẹyin sí bíbá yìí káwọn wá mọ̀ káwọn tó ń bímọ síbẹ̀ níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn kò sẹ́ni tó máa ń tọ́jú ọmọ ta ló máa bẹ tọ́jú ọmọ? Ìgbà tó bí sísítà mi ti bíbá wọ́n gbé grandma mi wá sí bíbá láti wá jókòó tí wọ́n popsi mi send owó pé kó máa bọ̀ ní bíbá kó wá jókòó. Grandma mi máa ń bínú pé nígbà tó padà sí Nàìjíríà wọ́n sọ fún landlord pọ̀ ti kúrò pé wọ́n padà bọ̀ gbogbo ẹrù landlord dẹ̀ lọ dànù. In the 80s ó wá láṣọ kan tí ẹ mọ̀ fún àwọn àgbàlagbà wọn ń gbàgbé nǹkan. Grandma mi àwọn ní sórí ìyá yín òun ló jẹ́ kí landlord kọ́nà forí jì wọ́n á ní ìyá yín ló jẹ́ kí landlord tó sọ fún landlord pé a ṣe ń padà bọ̀ landlord dẹ̀ ẹ mọ̀ fún àwọn kan padà lọ Nàìjíríà bọ̀ mọ̀ kí mọ̀ sí mi ṣe ń padà bọ̀. So landlord clear gbogbo inú ilé nígbà tó fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ rent fẹ́ lómi. But let's come back to the great St. Ormond Hospital. Àwọn iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lọ hospital yẹn tó fi ń go to the extreme miles láti fi tọ́jú ọmọ kéékèèké. Ìyẹn a máa sọ pé lóòótọ́ àjẹ́ láwọn òyìnbó yìí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń ṣàjẹ́ torí pé àwọn dúdú kan náà wà láàrin wọn tó ń jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn tó jẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá. And I'll leave it like that. Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú wa ní 2025 but ẹ̀yin tí nǹkan yìí is understandable. Ẹ mọ̀ pé poverty ọmọ àlè ni ní tí poverty dẹ̀ máa ń ṣe ni pé wà á máa ìrònú tó yẹ kó ro right wrong lọ irú àwa nísìnyí bí òpá wa jollof rice tí ìyá ìyàwó mi sè òun ni mo jẹ lánàá mo fi ṣàkì sí mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ràn sí mo dẹ̀ mu àwọn proper juice tí mo mu £2 lọ́ntà ó yàtọ̀ sáwọn ní 75p àbí àwọn ní £1.09 ní Lidl bùdó wọn ṣe sales náà lèmi náà ṣe kó tí wọ́n bí £4 ní ẹ ṣáà ti mọ àwọn juice yẹn lọ mú akẹ́rì wò mo dẹ̀ mu gíláàsì méjì mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ fún kò gbọ́dọ̀ kú ẹ bá rí multivitamin tí yẹn fi ránṣẹ́ sí mi láti bí oṣù méjì nísìn pé máa lo multivitamin wo bọ̀bọ̀ yìí kárí ẹ̀ rí pé mi náà ti look fresh padà ṣé ibi ṣe ń wò wọ̀n yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo stress tá a wá ṣe ní 2021 ìyẹn lẹ́rù pa tó máa gbé dání nísìn àní plan ẹ̀ dáadáa àkọ́kọ́ àwọn èèyàn síta àjẹ́ kí sójà pa àwọn èèyàn we need millions of people tó bá ti lu aago tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti jáde this time around wo ìlú òyìnbó lè mi wá o ṣẹ̀rá àwọn tán ní ṣẹ̀rá àwọn brọ́dà yín tán wà ní rally tán wà ní UK tán wà ní Amẹ́ríkà tán ní ṣe rally ló kàn wọn ò wá lé o àwọn ọmọ wọn wá sí Nàìjíríà o tó bá wá Nàìjíríà Èkó ló máa ń dúró sí o dirty December ti tán ní sí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yẹn gbogbo àwọn fine girl tó wá lé yẹn gbogbo wọn ti padà sí UK o tó bá lọ airport nísìn òkè wá ṣèṣe January 1st January 1st lè ní in another 2-3 days nísìn gbogbo wọn máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí padà wá sí UK because wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ resume síbi iṣẹ́ wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ padà lọ sí university gbogbo tẹ́tí ìwẹ̀ tó bá wá lọ́kì tó bá rí nọ́mbà kan bá nú wọn lọ́lọ́ba dẹ̀ sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ ra yín ìwọ náà wọ UK nìyẹn tó bá lè japa bó ṣe gbogbo ala máa japa ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń lé ẹ lọ múra sílẹ̀ èmi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá ti lu aago pé ká jáde tá a bá ti jáde this time around fair enough ọ̀nà àwa pẹ̀lú wa mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí happy new year ìyẹn náà la máa fi kíra wa but èyí tó important ni pé ẹ̀ràn lè ṣe ìlọ́wọ́ ẹ fún wa ní náírà ẹ fún wa ní pounds ẹ fún wa ní dọ́là tẹ́ ẹ bá wá ní kankan ẹ fàdúrà ràn wá lọ́wọ́ pé ọwọ́ ayé ò ní mú ẹ Koiki ohun ẹ̀wọ̀n ní gbà ohun tó fi ń jáde tó fi ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn wọ́n ní mú lọ ẹ̀yìn náà ti tó mi torí wọ́n gbìyànjú but ìrọ̀lẹ́ pa Yorùbá people will be free from the bondage of Nigeria. Happy New Year. God bless us all. God bless Baba Akintoye. God bless Igboho. One love.